What's up, guys? It's Kevin from Leonard. I wanted to shoot a video today to go over a question I got about chest development and kettlebells. So the question went something along the lines of, what kettlebell exercises would you recommend to build muscle in your chest? All right, so specifically the muscles of the pecs, or the pectorals. And I'm going to answer this pretty simply, and I'm probably going to offend a few people that are really into kettlebells here. I don't think kettlebell training is the best way to stimulate the muscles of the pectorals. And I know that some people are going to get offended by that and be like, hey, well, I read this article about kettlebell bench pressing and how it stimulated more development in the pectorals than dumbbell bench pressing or barbell bench pressing. And to be fair, that's a legitimate point. If you look at the design of a kettlebell, it sits on the outside of your forearms. So when you go to the bottom of a bench press, there's a lot of straining and a pulling apart motion in your chest. Your pecs have to work really hard to keep that stabilized. And sure, great. You'll get a lot more pec development. My counter argument to that is try cleaning a heavy set of kettlebells, heavy enough to bench press, which without getting into this, going to have to be pretty heavy. And then you got to sit on the bench. You got to sit back on the bench. You got to get them in a position to bench press. You got to hit your reps with them. Then you got to get those things down somehow without like dislocating your elbows. Not a very practical exercise. Maybe if you work out with people that can like pass you a kettlebell each, but then I don't know, your dentist probably isn't going to like that plan. One day someone's going to slip and, well, you're going to lose a few teeth. So I'm going to recommend an alternative. I originally got the idea from Jamie Lewis, who is a powerlifter slash bodybuilder, I think, who in an interview, someone asked him what exercises he would recommend for an aspiring bodybuilder, and he said for pectoral development and development of the triceps and shoulders, overhead presses and dips, and that's it. And I thought that was a little strange, but as he explained it further, he explained that, and it's very true, I mean, now that I've done this for years, my experience is 100% accurate. You will get development of your upper pectorals just from doing your overhead work, right? If you don't believe me, look at when the overhead press was a competitive lift in Olympic weightlifting, massive upper chests on a lot of those people. And then in addition to that, for the rest of the pectoral, dips do a phenomenal job of hitting those muscle groups. I'm going to show you actually how to adjust a regular dip to get a lot of pectoral development as opposed to just doing your conventional dips like you'd see a gymnast do on the parallel bars. So here's what it looks like. I've done a few videos on dips before, just to go over the basics one more time. I do not like people doing dips completely upright like this, because as they go into the dips, their shoulders shrug up. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. Let me adjust that camera. Hey, that's better. All right, so I don't like people doing conventional dips where you're straight up like this, and then as you go to do the dip, your shoulders shrug up, and you're going to just absolutely destroy the joint of your shoulders. So instead, I'm going to suggest an alternative. Try to look at the wall behind you, and it's going to kind of tilt your pelvis up, and you're going to be in this hunched over position. Already makes it more difficult on your chest and easier on the joint of your shoulder. I'm going to add one more variation to that too. So we're looking down, our hips are back, and as you go to the bottom, I don't want you guys just to bounce out of the bottom. I want you guys to take a full 3 to 5 second pause. So it'll look like this. That pause, that stop, and by the way, just to touch this one more time, don't go so deep that your shoulder gets out of position. As long as your arms are getting about parallel to the floor, it should be fine. Those last few inches can irritate shoulders if you have old spotty shoulders. Those pauses at the bottom force your pectorals to do a ton of work. A really good program for this is just to work your way up to 5 sets of 5 reps with 5 second pauses in the bottom of that dip. Combine that with a lot of overhead pressing and you already have very good pectoral development. As you get to that point, just start adding weight to your dips. I mean, when you get to the point where you're doing 5 sets of 5 reps with big 5 second pauses in the bottom position with like 70 plus pounds strapped around your waist, you won't be asking me about kettlebell bench pressing. You'll have more than enough pectoral development, and you'll never have to worry about losing a tooth during a kettlebell bench press or racking them into position yourself and awkwardly sitting back. Hope that clears up some of the confusion about pectoral development and kettlebell training. Don't be, closed-minded and only use kettlebells. Use kettlebells for everything they're good at, and throw some dips in your program too. I'll see you guys soon.